Have you been trying to change for a while, but every time you go to change, you experience discomfort, fear, worry, or anxiety? Stay tuned. Peace, family. Peace, 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 peace. I hope you guys are having a phenomenal day. If not, do understand and get your day is going to get better once your perception gets better. One of the things that you have to understand that comes with change is you experiencing anxiety. Okay, and I'm gonna give you guys a walkthrough of some of the things that occurred in my life just so you could be inspired enough to move the needle in a direction that you want it to go into your life, so you can be, do, have whatever it is that you truly desire. So if you guys are new to my channel, my name is Dana Bryant. I do these inspirational videos just so we can change our mindset, shift our energy, and receive the things that we truly desire. The truth of the matter is we are manifesting each and every day, okay? But the question becomes, do you like what's showing up in your life? So I got into personal development in 2018. I had my spiritual awakening. I just wanted more from life. I felt like I was a hamster on a wheel going nowhere. Many of you guys may be able to relate. Working at a dead-end job, feeling like there's more to life, but each and every time you think of doing something different, this fear comes up. And then you allow the intellectual mind to convince you, or the paradigm to convince you, that what you're doing right now is okay, right? You sort of settle for life. Okay. And so 2018, I had my spiritual awakening, started getting into personal development. And when I had my spiritual awakening, I just felt like, I had the gift, the secret. Okay. And my life has started changing drastically. I didn't understand it was through the repetition of what I was listening to on a continuous basis. Okay. I was an Uber driver. If you guys don't know what Uber is, okay, a taxi driver, okay, with my own vehicle. And I would listen to personal development a lot. One of the things that I started noticing was I would become frustrated, okay? And frustrated, like I would listen to someone say something in personal development, like take the leap out on faith and in order for you to change your life. And whenever the fear would show up, okay, I would complain a lot. I would yell at my children oftentimes because the idea of me doing that thing, it felt like, how could I do this, right? Like, how could I become successful? Like, it was all these different ideas that started coming up, okay? So I was doing Uber, okay, and Uber I was making fairly. It was okay, all right. The amount of money that I was making, but I knew I deserved better. I knew I deserved more, okay. And so one day I decided, I was doing Uber for about 3.5 years. I decided I wasn't gonna do Uber any longer, okay. And I had a vehicle that I was financing, and because I wasn't making payments any longer, because of me deciding not to do Uber any longer, but rock out to my purpose and my passion, which is create content, make videos, to teach. And so my vehicle got repoed, and I detached myself from the vehicle because I start understanding that everything is based upon energy. If you was able to make it once, you can make it again and again and again due to your consciousness. Okay, you have to understand it. That's why a lot of people who are millionaires, they can lose all the money, okay, but you will see that they make it right back again. The reason being is because of their consciousness, okay? So after I decided to stop doing Uber, okay, and I had started doing the videos more and things of that nature, it was people who was a part of my life who was doing the same exact thing, working on a job that they hate, okay, doing things, not changing their lives. And what you are constantly around, that's what becomes your norm, okay? So if you're around people that's not doing anything in their lives, then chances are you're gonna be just like them. And we have heard time and time again, You are a product of your 5 closest friends. Okay. So then I started thinking, well, Uber wasn't that bad. So I started going back and I did Uber again. After the vehicle got repoed, okay? This time, one of my homegirls, she called me and she said, oh, listen, I have my vehicle. I'm at the dealership. If you want it, you can take my vehicle, her vehicle, because she was getting a new vehicle. And so I got the vehicle and I started doing Uber again, okay? A lot of times, the reason why you may go back into safety is because the idea of you changing, that fear you feel, that worry and that anxiety, oftentimes it may feel much comfortable, okay, of you doing the same exact thing that you have been doing for years, for centuries. It may feel better, okay, but I am here to tell you, there is no success in it, okay? You was created to grow. You was created to do something different. And the exciting thing is this. We all go through it. We all grow through it. Every successful person that you see, they all experience the fear, the anxiety, and the worry. They all experience it because it's something that comes with growth, okay? So if you're a person and you say, well, I want my life to change, but I don't want to feel the discomfort. Friend, let me tell you something. You will feel the discomfort, but you are able to go right past that discomfort. And you know how? I'm going to tell you how, okay? Through repetition, through studying, through reading the books. I always recommend the books that I am currently reading. I always tell you guys the personal development that I'm listening to, because the key to freedom, okay, is faith. You have to have faith and understanding. And the only way you are going to get understanding is through study. Okay? So many people don't do something different because they don't understand the process. They don't understand that with growth, you're going to experience discomfort. You're going to experience some anxiety. That's just something that comes with growth. But let me tell you something. You are capable to go right past that, okay? And you're going to study, okay? I highly recommend you're going to study, or you're going to stay exactly where you are. I'm going to give you guys another example. I remember I would listen to personal development. And every time, and I just had this aha moment earlier today, and I had it actually a few years ago too. Every time I would listen to the personal development, and I noticed that when I would listen to the personal development, it will cause me to act. It will cause me to do something different. It will cause me to get out my comfort zone. And so I would listen to it for a little while. It was days where as though I would listen to personal development for 12 hours, okay? But then once I started seeing that it's causing me to get out my comfort zone, and the fear that I was experiencing and the anxiety that I was experiencing, oftentimes I turn it off. I watch something on television. I do something completely different because I didn't understand it. I didn't understand that it was through the repetition that I needed to keep on listening to that thing and keep on reading that thing. And when I am doing a repetition, reading the books and listening to the personal development, okay, it sort of becomes like it's holding my hand. The repetition is like holding my hand to help me get through that journey and to become the thing that I truly desire to be. Let me tell you something. You was not created to fail, friend. You was not created to fail. That self-image that you have of yourself, that you think that you're not good enough, that is an error. That is not correct. And so I remember this one particular time. I was listening to Bob Proctor, and I had went back to Uber. This time it was like for the third time, me going back to Uber, being comfortable. And I remember this one particular time I was listening to Bob Proctor as I was doing Uber and his business partner, Sandy Gallagher. And Bob Proctor was a part of The Secret. And he was talking about the paradigm, which is a multitude of habits. And in order for you to change your life and change your routine, you have to change your paradigm. You have to change your thinking. And I remember as I was doing Uber, Bob Proctor, business partner, Sandy Gallagher, who was a lawyer, she was an attorney for securities. And I remember she was saying, like, when she decided to stop practicing law, and she wanted to be Bob Proctor's business partner. And one of the things Bob Proctor told her was that she was going to have to get on the stage and speak in front of people. Now, she was comfortable teaching law. That was like her comfort zone. But teaching about the paradigm and a multitude of habits and changing, she felt discomfort. She felt nervousness, experienced anxiety. And I remember listening to that video as if it was today. And I remember how Sandy Gallagher said that when she first got on the stage to give a speech, Bob Proctor had went up before her. And when she had went behind him, she was so nervous. She was so uncomfortable. And when she turned to look at Bob Proctor, he turned away. Actually to say, you are capable of doing this. And if you say you want to do what I do, then you have to do it. And so she gave the speech. She said for the first few minutes, she looked at her watch and stuff, because I think the speech was like for half an hour to an hour. And she said for the first few minutes, she looked at her watch and it just seemed like the time wasn't even moving. But then when she let go and got started giving a speech with no expectations, with no focus on herself, but more so focused on a message, that the time it seemed like it sped up. And I was so inspired by that speech. I said, you know what? I'm going to have me a speaking engagement. From listening to that personal development CD or video, whatever you want to call it, on YouTube, I said, I'm going to have me a speaking engagement. And as soon as I decided I'm going to have me a speaking engagement, all the fear came up. I hurried up and contacted one of my friends and I said, listen, I'm going to have me a speaking engagement. And he decided to call me. I texted him. He called me. And a paradigm was saying, don't answer the phone. Just don't do it. Just don't do the speaking engagement. But let me tell you something. I did it. See, it's going to be all types of things that's going to show up in your life. And it's going to try to convince you that you're not good enough, that you don't deserve it. But go past it anyway. And through studying, you are able to live the life you truly desire. Because you was made to win. You was made to succeed. And there's so many times where as though I have done things and I have experienced the anxiety. But guess what? I still did it through study. Oftentimes I would be listening to the personal development exactly while I am doing the things. Some of you guys, you see me going into stores and recording and stuff like that. Most likely, chances are I already listened to the personal development before I got into the store. So you have what it takes. You are able and capable. The books I highly recommend are these. Vernon Howard, The Mystic Path to Cosmic Power. You cannot escape a prison if you do not know you're in one. Now, if you go online and you try to get this book, the cover, it may not look the same, but it is most likely the same exact stuff that's in a book, okay? The next book is The Prosperity Bible, okay? It has some major authors in here that, oh my goodness, when you start reading this, you are going to start changing your perception. But the key is repetition, repetition, is the mother, father, sister, brother, aunt, uncle of learning. Okay? So you have to show up every day. That monkey in your mind is going to tell you it don't make sense. It's going to tell you what's the use of doing this. That, it's better you staying on that job. It's going to tell you that. And only a few may actually listen to this video and get the books. And that's okay, because those are the ones that I am listening to. Those are the ones that's ready for change. The next book is Psycho-Cybernetics by Maxwell Maltz. Okay? The image you have of yourself as being unhappy is being a failure. That is an error. Another book I highly recommend is The Power of the Subconscious Mind by Dr. Joseph Murphy. And I remember recently, I did a water fast for 7 days. And I attended Peach McIntyre's course. It was a mindset class. Peach McIntyre is a content creator who has over 500,000 YouTube subscribers. That's just on her YouTube page. And I remember I had did her course, and she kept on saying, and I took a few of her courses, but she kept on saying the same thing I noticed in each and every course that I had purchased from her. And she would say consistency wins in all things. And she would say upload a certain amount of videos. And at first, I would say I don't understand why to upload all these videos, right? And today, I had an inkling. And one of the things I wrote down, I said, I get it now why Peach McIntyre said to do a certain amount of reels and long form videos. Because it's the repetition. And you stepping into the role. The more you do it, the better you get at it. See, we have been programmed, just read the book one time. You're not going to get it if you just read it one time. You got to read it over and over and over and over again. And some people say they don't have time to study. They don't have time to read. They don't have time to listen to the personal development. But you have time to watch someone else win. You have time to look at someone else's life, whether it's on social media or on television. You have time to watch them actually win. Well, what about you winning, friend? Because what they did to get there, in most cases, you can do the same exact thing. Because let me tell you something. You have 24 hours in a day. And you have just as much as potential as they have. The only thing different, they decided to. They made a choice. They decided to win. Because you know why? Because of their self-image. They start changing the way they viewed themselves. The way they seen themselves. They knew that they was capable and they was worthy of much more. They start understanding that abundance is their birthright. And you know different. You are no different. So when you experience that fear, that anxiety, when you are changing, do it anyway. Do it anyway. I'm hosting a 30-day mental diet class. If you are interested, the link is here. You could contact me through my email address. If you are just sick and tired of being sick and tired and you really want change, this is for the people that want change. This is not for the ones that, when I recommend you to do something and you say, well, I'm not going to do it. Don't even waste your time and don't even waste your money because you will not get a refund. So if you think this is for you, I see you at class. Make sure you guys are rocking out, believing in yourselves. Keep on going, keep on growing, and I believe in you.